Well, hello, it's Stormy B, and welcome to this series of Let's Learn Azure. Today, we're going to be working on lab number 2 for AZ 104 from the Microsoft Learn GitHub. And in this lab, we'll be working on managing subscriptions and role based access control. So, if you go to your Microsoft Learn GitHub. If you go to microsoftlearn.github.io for AZ104, Microsoft Azure Administrator, you will be able to follow along or practice these labs on your own. Alrighty. Okay, so if you go to microsoftlearn.github.io, you would and click on Lab 02A, you'll be able to follow along with this lab. Today's lab, as I stated earlier, is managed subscriptions and role-based access control. So the lab introduction states, in this lab, you can learn about role-based access control. You learn how to use permissions and scopes to control what actions identities can and cannot perform. You also learn how to make subscription management easier using management groups. This lab requires an Azure subscription. Your subscription type may affect the ability of features in this lab. You may change the region, but the steps are written using East US time or zone. That's the zone or region that will be in for this particular lab. Okay, so the lab scenario. To simplify management of Azure resources in your organization, you have been tasked with implementing the following functionalities. Create a management group that includes all your Azure subscriptions, granting permission to submit support requests for all subscriptions to the management group. The permission should be limited only to create and manage virtual machines, create support request tickets, do not include adding Azure providers. All right, so if you scroll down to the interactive lab simulation, it gives you a layout of what this will look like and the steps that we are going to, the job skills that we are going to be learning in task 1, implement management groups, task 2, review and assign a built-in Azure role, task 3, create a custom role-based access control role, and task 4, monitor role assignments with the activity log. All right, so let's go ahead and begin with task 1. Okay, you can follow along with the lab notes if you like. So in task 1, we're going to implement management groups. In this task, you will create and configure management groups. Management groups are used to logically organize and segment subscriptions. They allow for role-based access control and Azure policy to be assigned and inherited to other management groups and subscriptions. For example, if your organization has a dedicated support team for Europe, you can organize European subscriptions into a management group to provide the support staff access to those subscriptions without providing individual access to all subscriptions. In our scenario, everyone at the help desk will need to create a support request across all subscriptions. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into this. So we are already on the portal.azure.com site on the home page. And so what we're going to look for is Microsoft Intra ID. Alrighty. We'll click on that. And then manage blade, we need to select properties. Review the access management for Azure Resource Area. Ensure you can manage access to all Azure subscriptions and management groups in the tenant. All right, so we need to go ahead and search for and select a management group. Okay, and now on the management groups blade, click create. Right now we're going to create a management group with the following settings. And the first setting is going to be the management group ID will be AZ104 management group MG for management group 1. And the management group display name will be the same, AZ104 management group 1. Okay. Click submit. And let's give that a few minutes. And we should get a notification, or you can refresh the page to make sure, okay, it shows up. And there is our management group. All right, so task 2. We need to review and assign a built-in Azure role. In this task, you will review the built-in roles and assign the virtual machine contributor role to a member of the help desk. Azure provides a large number of built-in roles. Okay, so let's see. Select the AZ104 management group. Select the access control, IAM blade. All right, that's on the left hand side, and then tap. We need to go to the roles tab. Scroll down, scroll through the built-in role definitions that are available. View a role to get detailed information about the permissions, JSON, and assignments. Okay, so JSON is the language that they are using for this, and we can go in just in case. Let's see, let's go into view, and the permissions are okay. Description grants full access to the management. So this is for the owner. The permission that the owner has, which will grant full access to manage all resources, including the ability to assign roles in Azure role-based access control. Okay, so they have subscription, registration action, unregistered domain, registered domain, read domain service, write domain service, so they can make edits. And then the JSON is the language that they use to create the actions. This is like basically the behind the scenes. So I'm almost certain that if you are familiar with JSON and you want to do some special configurations to see, oh, you can't edit. Maybe you need to have permissions. Okay, so you probably need to have permissions if the ability to edit the JSON page is even exists in Azure. I'm still new, relatively new, so I'm trying to learn as much as I can in Azure AZ104 in order for me to upskill very quickly. So this is something that I will definitely be researching and looking into. Okay, and then the assignment, so user scope. So it looks like I am automatically defaulted as the owner because this is my account. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do, let's close this out. Select add. Okay, from the drop down menu and add role assignment. Okay, number 5 on the add role assignment blade, search for and select the virtual machine contributor. here it is, a virtual machine contributor. Okay, so the virtual machine contributor role lets you manage virtual machines but not access their operation systems or manage the virtual network and storage account they are connected to. This is a good role for the help desk. All right, so let's go ahead and select that and we'll click next. Okay, on the members tab, select members, which is already selected, and search for and select the help desk. Let's go to select members. Oh, okay. Okay, so we do not have a help desk, so we're not going to be able to search it. So let's see if we can create one. Hopefully we don't have to go back to come out of here to create a, we might have to come out to create the user. It doesn't give you an option here. Okay. It does not give us an option here to create one. Maybe if I open another portal page. Let's see. And we need to go to Microsoft Entra ID. Users. Help desk will actually be, it should be a group. We'll go here, security group, help desk, group description. Desk. Right. And so we are going to give them the role. They should be members, I would think. And I will add myself. Okay, I'll just use my default account. I should be good. Okay. Because I'm an owner and I can also be a member as well. Okay, so now let's refresh it and make sure that the group is there. Okay, so we had the help desk group. Now let's refresh this page and the add role assignment. Let's see what happens if we go back. Okay. Let's start over. Add role assignment. Okay. Virtual machines. Yeah. Okay. Press next. Select members. And there the help desk is. Okay, we'll slip. And okay, help desk has been added. Review plus assign. Continue on to the access control blade. No, we did that already. Oh, okay. No, we're not going to go back. Okay, continue on to the access. Continue on to the access control IAM blade. On the role assessment tab, confirm the help desk group has the virtual machine role. Okay. review and assign. There we go. Let's go to groups. Is it here? Oh, right here. Let's see. Okay, now we gotta go role and assignments and make sure, yes, we have confirmed that the help desk group has the virtual machine contributor assignment. All right, excellent. Okay, so I was right for creating a group here. There's a note that says, as a best practice, always assign roles to groups and not individuals. And another little side note, did you know this assignment might not actually grant you any additional privileges? If you already have the owner role, that role includes all permissions associated with the VM contributor role. Oh, okay. All right. So, yeah, so since I was the only user that was in here by default, I didn't create any other like you know, fictitious users to do this lab. And the only group I created was the help desk, and I added myself since I was the only one that was in there by default. So I'll have the same access controls that I initially had just as the owner. But if I created a fictitious member, then I would have had to grant them different permissions and everything, depending on whether or not they were a user or admin. They would not have had the same default roles as I do as the owner. All right, so that task is complete, and now we're going to go to task number 3. Create a custom role-based access control role. In this task, you will create a custom role-based access control role. Custom roles are a core part of implementing the principle of least privilege for an environment. Built-in roles might have too many permissions for your scenario. We will also create a new role and remove permissions that are not necessary. Do you have a plan for managing overlapping permissions? Not yet, but let's see what we can come up with. Okay, number 1, continue working on your management group. Navigate to the access control IAM blade, and we are here. Select add. From the drop down menu, add custom role. On the basic tab, complete the configuration. All right, custom role name will be custom support request. And description is a custom contributor role for support request. All right. For baseline permissions, select clone a role. Okay. In the role clone drop down, select support request. Contributor. All right. Okay, that looks about right. Select next. Then we're going to go over to permissions. Permissions tab. And then select exclude permissions. All right, in this resource provider search field, enter .support. Okay, and select Microsoft support. Okay, in the list of permissions, place a checkbox next to other request support resources provider. Okay, and then select add. So what are we doing? Okay, registers support resource provider. Okay. The role should be updated to include the permissions as a non-action. Note, an Azure resource provider is a set of REST operations that enable functionality for a specific Azure service. Okay. We do not want the help desk to be able to have this capability, so it is being removed from the clone role. Okay. Register support resource provider. Okay. So we're going to remove that. REST operations. On the assignable scopes tab, ensure your management group is listed, then click next. Yes, it is. This is our management group right here, AZ104, management group 1. Review the JSON for the actions, non-actions, and assignable scopes that are customizable in the role. Okay, so we can see the results here. Okay, so here's not actions, and that's where we did that in the Microsoft.support register action. And assignable scopes. Okay. Alrighty. And then we'll click next. Oh no, we're not going to click next. We're going to click review and create. And then we're going to create the permissions. Okay, you have successfully created the custom role, custom support request. It may take the system a few minutes to display your role everywhere. Okay, thank you very much. All right, well, let's just refresh while that's waiting to be accessible. Okie dokie. Alrighty, now on to task number 4. Monitor role assessments with the activity log. In this task, you view the activity log to determine if anyone has created a new role. All right, let's do that. In the portal, locate the AZ104 management group. Okay. Let's see if it comes up through this search. Nope. All right, let's go back to the... Okay, we're already here. Overview. Let's go to the overview. Home and management groups. Here we are. Okay, so we've located the AZ104 management group, and we need to go in and select activity log. The activity log provides insight into subscription level events. All right, so let's see what's happened. Okay, number 2, review the activities for role assignments. The activity log can be filtered for specific operations. I don't think we have that many operations that we need to filter. Okay, all right, so here we can see all the actions that I did today. All right, and so here the first thing we did was create or update Microsoft Management, accepted, successful. Let's see, let's go in here and see what it shows us. Let's see what the timeline is. Okay, let's go back. Which one okay, this has to be, this must be the oldest one first. So summary, providers create an update. That's all it says, create an update. Okay, Microsoft Management, operation name, resource group. I'm not sure if this is exactly when these items were created because it looks like a couple different duplicates. But event initiated, okay, timestamp, operation name, create role assignment. Okay, that's where we created a role assignment, where we created it should have been the group we created. Alrighty, okay, and then here, operation name. So this looks like these are the different steps that were done in each process. So it's probably logging it by the events every few seconds or milliseconds. Okay, excellent. All right, so right now that is the end of the lab. So what we'll do, let's do a quick review of what we did. So the first thing in task 1, we implemented management groups. Task 2, we reviewed and assigned a built-in Azure role. And task 3, we created and custom role-based access control roles. And task 4, we monitor role assignments with the activity log. So we have successfully completed Lab 02A in the Microsoft Learn.GitHub portal. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this lab. If you'd like to continue learning Azure 104 for the AZ 104 Azure Administrator Certificate, please join me in the next video. I'll be going through all the labs in here as often as I can to be able to upskill as soon as possible. All right, so thanks for joining me. If you like this video, like, subscribe, share, and turn on your notification bell, and you'll know when I post videos. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.